We are back once again on the Albinoverse. I've been out for a little bit. I'd like to say I was busy, and I was busy, but honestly, most of it is just I kept forgetting. That's really what that is on the really real is what it is. So yeah, man, not a lot have been going on. I did book another role. That's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope. Cause I'll be honest with y'all, man. I've been doing acting for I've been an actor for, in Hollywood 16 years. I've been down here for 16 or 17 years. I can't remember. First 16 years, not one book of a speaking role. Not one. Not a single. I didn't book a speaking role. I've had maybe 15 speaking role auditions, and that's all been within the past 3 years. And I've had 3 bookings in the last 6 months. So that's yay me. Anyway, man. Man. It's been on my mind. Nothing really. I know a lot of people. I'm back on TikTok. That's some news. Man, what was I thinking about earlier today? Oh yeah, I was thinking I keep getting people that just want to talk. Like as a comedian, so many people think that I'm supposed to have opinions on I'm not a political comedian, so I don't have any opinions on motherfucking coronavirus or shit like that. Motherfucker, I listen to the doctors and the scientists, and the vast majority of them said to get the shit. So I got it. But I don't have I have friends who ain't got the vaccine. I have family members who ain't got it. I have friends who have got it and friends who haven't got it. And the funny thing is, within the comedy community, there's motherfuckers that have taken it and haven't taken it, but we're still all kind of cool with each other. And the reason is because you don't need to believe the same shit as me. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody thinks they're right. You know what I mean? And I feel like most people can't start there. I like starting there. I like starting at a point where everybody thinks they're right. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons I think that people are inherently good. Everybody says that people are inherently bad. No, I think people are inherently good. And I think the proof of that is that everybody thinks they're right. If everybody thinks they're right, then they think they're doing the right thing, which means that people are inherently good. They inherently want to do the right thing. The problem is that what is the right thing changes from person to person. So what you consider the right thing, I consider the wrong thing. So to me, you're doing the wrong thing. You're a bad person. And then, anybody who does the same thing as you is also a bad person, proving that people are inherently bad. But I don't think that they are. I think that they are inherently good. And I think that the fact that people think that they're doing the right thing proves it. Even when we're not doing the right thing, people what they do. Sorry, my neighbors outside. They're cool people. But even when people are not doing the right thing and they know they're doing the wrong thing, they still justify it in their head. Well, I'm doing this because this. You know what I mean? So we even need to convince ourselves to do the wrong thing. We have to convince ourselves to do the wrong thing if we know that it's the wrong thing. So people are inherently good. It's just what's good is different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I just try and roll with that. Here's the thing. I get it. My problem isn't with people who don't want to get the vaccine or whatever. My problem isn't with any specific person. If you had a problem at every step, if you were man, if at first you were man, this disease is fake, and then you were well, I'm not wearing no mask, and then you were well, I'm not social distancing, well, then it was well, I'm not going to quarantine at home, and then it was well, I'm not getting the vaccine, and then it was well, now I'm definitely not getting the vaccine because that you had a problem at every single step. That means that you're just being deliberately combative. If you were you know what, this seems like a problem, I'm gonna wear a mask. I don't really want to social distance, but I guess we'll do that. I don't really want to get the vaccine. And then you didn't, and then you oh, well, now they're mandating I don't want to get the vaccine. I think that's fucked up to demand it. I got no problem with you, but if you just want to be combative, then just say that. I don't fucking care. If you don't want to get the vaccine because you're afraid of spiders, then just be fucking afraid of spiders. It's cool. It's fine. But I don't like people using the excuse of I don't know what's in it, because you don't know what's in shit. You don't know what's in Tylenol, motherfucker. You don't stop acting like you know what's in shit. You don't. Okay? You don't know what's in this. And the crazy thing about it is you can actually know what's in it because all the ingredients are online for everyone to see. And not just from our country. Go to another country's website. You can look on it's the same shit. Everybody's using the same thing. So I don't like that excuse. I do, at the same time, though, I understand the excuse about mandates. That's a slippery slope, dog. When the government can tell us what to do. Now, in this case, I don't think that the government has any nefarious plans. I think that they just want us to take the motherfucker so we can get back to work because we are losing them a shit ton of money. And they know it. But the problem is that I don't feel bad for the government because at the same time, the reason people are mistrusting of you is because you did shit to make people mistrust you. The reason people don't trust the government is because the government was untrustworthy. They betrayed the trust of a lot of people. And so people are like, well, then fuck you. And see, this is your fault. Okay, this is your fault. You shouldn't have did this. You fucked up people's trust and now they don't fucking trust you. With the mandate thing, I don't. It's a slippery slope. At a certain point, they had to mandate people to stop hanging black people. You know what I mean? They had to mandate people to let women vote. They had to mandate people to let black people eat at restaurants. So there's been times when it's worked out very well, but there's been times when it's been abused because I think that there was a mandate that black people were only, 3/5 of a person was also there. So it can be used to advantage and a disadvantage. So it becomes kind of a hard thing to take a hard line on. And I think that a lot of people are trying to take this hard line on this shit and they don't really they're not going back. They're not critically thinking about the thing. And part of this is, got to be on like the scientists and the doctors because they're explaining it like they're trying to, like they run into problems because some scientists will explain something like they would explain it to another scientist. Well, you just talked for 30 minutes and I only understood about a third of the shit that you said. So to me, or to a person in my position that doesn't understand a whole lot of that, I'm going to be like, well, you might be coming across as, oh, you think you're smarter than me. Well, how about fuck you? You know what I mean? Like, and at the same, and then if you talk down to me, if you talk like you, like stupid to me, then I'm going to think that I'm smarter than you. And then I'm also not going to listen to you. So you have to fucking hit this goddamn sweet spot of explaining things, but not over explaining so people can basically do the rest of the research on their own. You got to prompt them to get the yes or the confirmation by themselves. Because if you just tell them all the things, what reasoning do they have to believe you because they don't know you? I don't think that motherfuckers calling people who took the vaccine as sheep is correct though, because the vast majority of the scientists and the doctors are saying that it's cool. And even if they're wrong and it's fucking I'm gonna grow a third head or some shit like that, listening to the doctors and scientists is not a sheep behavior. That's what you should do. You should listen to people who have the expertise in the thing that you're talking about. Sheep is listening to Craig and them. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe that's just wrong. But I do feel for people, having problems on all fronts of it. I just don't talk about it on TikTok or social media because I genuinely don't care. I don't think that my opinion is going to change anybody's mind, and it shouldn't. Do your fucking research. I'm just telling you how I came to my conclusion, but I don't need to have an argue with the person in Montana that I'm never gonna fucking meet. There's no point in that. So why do I need to have an argument about it on fucking social media? I don't care about it. I would much rather talk about what's your favorite sugar cereal. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's real shit. That's important. Because if I if you said that I'm not taking the vaccine, I'll be like, okay, cool. That's, it's whatever. Just don't breathe on me, fam. That's all that is. But if you told me that your favorite cereal was Wheaties, I would stop being your friend on sight. I'll body slam your family, fam. Like, Wheaties, that's your favorite shit? Fuck you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's all that is, dog. It's not that I don't have opinions on shit. It's just that there's other things I'd rather talk about, and that interest me. That's really all it is, man. It's not, I have opinions on shit. I just, and I make jokes about shit, but I don't ever want to make a joke. I don't ever want people to laugh at a joke just because they agree with the point. To me, that's not being funny. You know what I mean? Like that's knowing people, and I do know people, but that means that I can go into a room. I know exactly what to say to get the specific person to laugh. But the problem is that I'm saying something. I don't want to say something, and they laugh just because they're glad that I agree with a point that they had. That was just me clocking your behavior, and then coming up with something that I knew you were going to approve on, and therefore approve of me, and therefore laugh. That's not funny. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into what's a good example? I don't want to go into a room full of Republicans and tell pro-Republican jokes and have them laugh. That's not funny to me. They're agreeing with me. I want to go into a room full of Republicans and tell anti-Republican jokes and have them laugh, and go into a room full of Democrats and tell anti-democratic jokes and have them laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it's funny, when motherfuckers can laugh at the joke and they're laughing with me. They're not laughing because I'm making, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to make them laugh. I'm trying to get them to laugh and just agree. Nah, fuck all that, man. I want them to laugh because I'm funny, not because they agree with the shit that I said. But that's just me. I did that keep that same energy shit, and I did about the military, and I got so many people hit me up like, aren't you afraid that people in the military are gonna be mad? And I'm like, I think that people, and I've done comedy for all the branches before. Like, I'm not like, that's not what I do or nothing like that. It's just that I've been doing comedy for 13 fucking years. I've done comedy for a lot of different types of motherfuckers. And most people in the military, this shit's a job. They did it for 4 years, maybe 8. They jumped out. You know what I mean? That's all it was. It was a job to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Something like 3% of Army actually sees combat. I'm not saying that the rest ain't stressful, but like, man, a job is a job. Like, I've done jokes in front of plumbers, and they don't get mad at me because I told a joke about their profession. People tell jokes about the profession of comedians all the fucking time. My life is a goddamn joke. I am 43 years old. I got 3 roommates. Love my roommates. But come on, you telling me you can't make jokes about that? It's one of the reasons I'm so disrespected when people try and make jokes about me being albino. Motherfucker, I've been this all my life. You ain't new, fam. You not new, bruh. Like, say something new, something fresh and new. Oh, your eyes look like they're eating. Dude, I've heard that literally for over 40 years. You know what I mean? Like, any joke that you can think of off the top of your head about my vision or my appearance, I've heard it before. Probably this week from multiple different people. You're not new. So what you're trying to do is make yourself laugh at my expense. And I'm not going to laugh along with you. I'm not going to tell you that you're a piece of shit. I'm obviously not going to do that. I could, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to roast you. You become unimportant to me. I'm not going to laugh. I'm not going to like, yeah, that's funny. Good one. No, I'm not going to fucking do that. If shit ain't funny, I'm not going to laugh. I'm not going to assist you in fucking with me. Why would I do it? For your sake? Your mama. How about that? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's that. What else is going on, man? But yeah, that's what it was, man. Just like I just did a show, and it was like a bunch of people who were trying to ask my opinion, and they thought I like didn't have one. I was just like, no, I don't care. And I do have conversations, like serious conversations. I just do that with like my friends and my people. You don't need to agree with me. But you know, that's what this is like in these streets, man. I'm just more interested in other shit, man. Like, man. Like, do dogs rate their farts? Are humans the only people, like the only entity, the only group of whatever that rates their farts? Is that just us? Do women rate y'all? Do y'all rate y'all farts? Like, do you like fart by yourself? I'm talking about by yourself ratings. I'm not talking about like, oh man, that was like a fart for everybody. Like, I'm not talking about community farts. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's community farts, the ones that you were like, all right, I'm about to fart. The right people are in the room to enjoy this right now, and I'm about to bust it out. And then you bust it out, and then people in the middle, like, man, that was crazy, man. That was like a 7 or like 8. I'm talking about the ones when you by yourself and you bust ass, you bust it all the way open, and you like, man, that was one of my best farts right there. Do women do that? Do y'all? Because from what I understand, I've heard women fart all the time. I know women fart. I'm a comedian. Motherfuckers be fart. But women farts usually are much, they're not deep. They don't come from the soul, because women eke them out throughout the day. They let them like, you know what I mean? Like just like leaking the balloon. They leak the balloon. That's how women fart. They leak the balloon. You know what I'm saying? And men just pop that motherfucker. They just like, yo, sit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they do. They just pop that bitch. And sometimes there's tape over, like you might, and sometimes with men, you just didn't know where you was gonna pop it, and you popped it over where part where there was some tape, and so it just leaked out. But like really what we want to do is pop that motherfucker. Cause we want the funk. We want the funk to disperse fast enough that people can't get out the way. You feel me? Like it's like a mega bomb. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm dropping the bomb, because I want you to get hit with debris. You feel me? So like, I know that if you smell my fart, you kind of smelt my ass. So you nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why dudes do that. That's why dudes do that. And I'm just wondering, do women rate they farts? Or do y'all like rate queefs? Do you queef rate? Is that what y'all queef? Y'all rating queefs in these streets? Is that what y'all do? I don't know. Do you have more control over your queefs than you do your farts? That's a question. Like, that's a question for ladies. Like, for real. Do you have more control over your queefs than you do over your farts? Because men, we can't queef. We can't even like. There's nothing we can, like, we can't even dick sneeze. Like, we can't, like, it would be kind of cool. Because here's the thing. I think it's a good thing. Because if we could make our dicks sneeze, like, if we could make our dicks queef, we would do that. Like, there'd be so many more people in jail for indecent exposure, because it would be hilarious to make your dick queef at Disneyland. That'd be fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. What if a dad's making his dick queef for his son? His son is crying. He's trying to make his dick, pulls his dick out, makes it queef. If I come around the corner and I see that, you know, when I'm trying to get to Space Mountain, I'm gonna call somebody for that. You see what I'm saying? So like, you can't be just making dicks queef, and that's why dudes can't make their dicks queef, because I think that it would end badly for everybody. Is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, man, I think that's it for today. Y'all good? You good? Huh? Yeah? All right then. Yeah. Sorry I wasn't saying a whole lot. I will be back next week. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm bringing it to y'all. Thank you guys for your support. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram at Nathan Heard Comedy. Please follow me at TikTok at Nathan Heard Comedy. I am releasing my album. It's done, but I wanted to put on another bonus track. So I'm making the bonus track probably tomorrow. It depends on if the Rams win or not. Might be sad. But I should drop it this week. I just don't know what day it's going to come out because of the distribution. I don't know exactly when they release it, but it should be dropping at some point this week. That's the first track is already up there. It's called Camel Punch. It's Nathan Heard, always telling stories. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all that shit. So go look that up. Check out my other videos on here about me running the miles, the Rams challenge. Check out some of my stories about how I got ran over by a car, how the KKK almost recruited me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, check out my stories, man. And I'm gonna be doing some shows in the near future, and I'm gonna keep y'all posted on that. All right. Well, I will holla at y'all. I'll let y'all know more about the acting stuff when it becomes more available. And until then, man, y'all be easy out there, streets. Remember, if you love them, never less than a 6-second hug. Y'all remember now, titties and cupcakes. Deuces.